Well, good Saturday evening or Sunday morning, whichever one you're watching this. It's Dr. Charles E. Clough again from the Church of Truth Center of Awakening Consciousness, and well into September. And having some things that I think would be good for us to think about again. You know, watching the news is just so discouraging right now with everything that's happening. It's interesting to kind of look for a bright spot. We're sitting and watching television or looking at our computers and finding something to do to entertain ourselves. When we watch things that are going on, whether it's sports or performances or whatever, most of the things that we watch, we don't think that we could probably do or could have done. Some things like somebody climbing Half Dome, the face of Half Dome. One time when I was at the top of Half Dome coming up from the back, you could look over the flat side of Half Dome into Yosemite Valley. And when you do, you don't stand on the edge and look over. It's too scary. So you lie down on your stomach and you look over the top, and even that you can feel the height. But one time when I was looking, because I've done Half Dome 3 times, I was looking over the edge, and about 10 to 15 feet below me looking over the edge were 2 men who were climbing up the face of Half Dome. And they were that close to being at the top. That was a very weird experience. And as I looked at those guys, I said, that's not anything that I want to do. If you can watch people climbing up El Capitan, it's the same kind of feeling. So there are things we look at, things we watch that we don't have any intention of doing, don't want to do. It's not a part of what we want to be seen as what we have accomplished. But there are those things we watch people do that we wish we could do or wish we would have had a chance to do. Whether it's sport events, whether it's performing, whether it's talents or hobbies that we have, there are things we look at and we say, I would love to be able to do that. But we don't see ourselves being able to do it. We see other people doing it, we admire them, we respect them. But then there are things we watch people do that we think we could have done. If the setting was right, our background was right, our home environment was right, our means were right, we probably think we could have done those things. And again, related to talents and abilities and sports and things we could do. Acting, tap dancing, different things like this. These are things we say, I would like to do those things. And then there are those we say, I could have done those things. If I would have been raised in an environment where that was a part of my possibilities, I could have done those things. Then there are things that we had a chance to do and we didn't take it up. Most of us, many of us, played instruments, took lessons for some things when we were young, never did really follow through. I played the piano to some degree, but I took saxophone lessons when I was young. And I've often thought if I would have continued those lessons, if if I would have kept those lessons going, I would have been able to be really good by now. And who knows, I might have professionally chosen that as one of the things that I could have done for a livelihood. Certain sport events and different things like this, some of us maybe have an opportunity to do. Those who become professionals in skating and events like that, they have to have a home background and parents that have the means to let you be practicing all the time. Go to school and then practice, go to school and practice. But if you grow up in a home environment where you have to work and you know you don't have the freedom to develop something like that, you live with knowing you could have done it, but you weren't able to do it. And add to that the things that we did do and loved doing, and now that we're older, can't do them anymore. So when we think of some of these things, we feel like we just haven't reached our potential or weren't able to keep our potential when we found it. So as we kind of sit and just watch other people doing their thing, do we sometimes think about what is the thing we've done, or what could we have done? What maybe could we even be doing now if we had the opportunity? Twice I've had a hiking experience that's been very wonderful and unusual. And that's where when we flew in a small plane into an area and hiked back into somewhere else. We flew into Mammoth and hiked from Mammoth into Tuolumne Meadows in Yosemite. The other one was we flew into Bishop and hiked from Bishop into the back of Fresno. These were very special opportunities and very unusual. We would love to have a lot of opportunities to do these things we want to do, wouldn't we? And especially now when there seems to be so much that's going wrong, it makes us wish more for what could go right. So do we stay discouraged and depressed? I mean, we have a lot of reasons to. Or do we grab a hold of hope? The dreams we have, where do they come from? Do these ambitions we have that we haven't been able to achieve, haven't been able to reach, are they just our own? Have they come from us just so that we be disappointed? Or do these dreams come from the presence of God within us, who always sees the perfect that we could do, that always sees way more options than we have the opportunity to achieve or do in one single life? Does the spirit presence of God feel limited to one single physical form for just a few short years? Or does this God presence see that this is just one part of a great big thing, and that we're going to be able to do and achieve all of these things we want to do? How good it would be if we could watch television, look at the internet, and actually consider the possibility that we could do and we could be anything out there we're observing, and that it will happen. What if instead of saying, I wish I would have done that, I wish I could have done that, what if we said instead, I will do that. I am going to do that. I've done that on occasion. When I see people tap dancing and stuff, I've always wanted to do that. it's really neat when you can look at some of these things, whether it's the ability to perform or achieve or related to a talent or whatever, look at it and say, I'm going to do that. That's kind of an assignment that's exciting, that we can grab a hold of when we look at television or look at the computer. So maybe even make a list of all the things we love to be able to do and do really well. And look at those things and say, I will do that. I'm going to do that. I'll do that. So instead of sitting and wishing and dreaming and all this, we can look at it and say, that's going to be me. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be good. And when we're in a situation where we have all the time in the world to develop it and do it and practice it, and that's what it's going to be. When we step out of time limitations, we're going to have the opportunity to do all of these things that we want to do. So while everything seems kind of gloom, when we're watching television, looking at our computers, when everything seems to kind of be gloomy, that's when we can excite ourselves about the things and over the things that we will achieve and we will do. That even relates to the kind of world we're in. It's a good thing to imagine the world the way we want it to be. You know what? Someday it's going to be like we want it to be. Or someday we're going to be in a world that's like we want it to be. It's going to happen. It will be what we are in and where we are. And what a grand thing that is. What a hope we have. This God presence inside gives us a dream for that which is going to happen. It's going to be. So in a way, with faith, there is a way in which we can say, it's already happened. From God's dimension, the way God looks at it, where the past and the present and the future are all one, in God's mind, everything already is. And maybe there's a way that we need to see everything as an is. How special that would be. How encouraging. And we thank God for that hope. And so it is.
Unprepared to face the truth. scared.